What's up, everybody?
What's happening, family?
And welcome back to another episode of Is This Gonna Cause an Argument? My name is Angel Akita Moore Tanksley, also known as ThatChickAngel. I am one of your hosts, and tell them who you are, baby.
My name is Marcus Tanksley. Marcus Anthony Tanksley.
Yes.
Marcus Anthony Tanksley the first.
Tanksley.
Yeah. Also known as Marcus on the gram, also known as Tank, also known as Tank of Tanks Riders. All of that. The heifer.
That heifer. We are your hosts of this podcast. What is this podcast? It is a podcast where me and Marcus talk about whatever the hell we want to talk about.
Everything.
Okay? And sometimes those topics turn into arguments, whether it be about family, whether it be about pop culture, whether it be about politics, religion. We're going to talk about it. But also, who's talking with us is our Patreon, our Angel Wings, our Tanks Riders, the people that we call our immediate family. They are watching this live. How y'all doing?
What's good, family? They watching us right now, y'all. They could turn this into an argument. They could swing this conversation in any way or another because they are commenting as we talking and we looking down, looking at their comments. They say Heifer Productions.
So, you guys,
Celeste.
if you would like to join our Patreon and watch us film this live, you can go to www.patreon.com/ThatChickAngel. This podcast can be found on YouTube as well as all places that you can hear podcasts. So make sure wherever you see us or hear us that you are either following us, rating and reviewing us, whatever. All that stuff is free. We also want to give a huge shout out to our two sponsors today. They are Apostrophe and Magic Spoon.
Yes.
We will tell you more about them later on in the podcast. You can take your eyes out of the side of
That's
my
the third
head.
podcast in a row. Your phone done went off. I ain't gonna stand for it. Third in a row. Go back and check.
No, I will check.
Check.
I will.
Do it then.
Mm-hmm. Have you checked? Do you actually watch the podcast?
Not unless I'm talking. I'll fast forward past you.
And Marcus is not even lying. That is how Marcus...
I don't watch podcasts.
He doesn't watch our podcast. He doesn't watch our vlogs unless his face is on the screen.
I was like, make sure I wasn't looking stupid. Most times I do. I'm like, all right, it's up now.
Ridiculous. You should watch every piece of content we put up.
For what?
What you mean for what?
I do be watching. Don't lie, because I be finding mistakes and stuff. Be like, hey, this happened. Hey, you remember all that cussing I did? It's still in there. Hey, your titty slipped out during that one part. You might want to go back and edit that out. I be watching. Don't act like I don't be hitting you up talking about what's wrong. Things that you missed.
Whatever. You be missing it too. Okay?
I don't miss it.
Uh-huh. Anyways, we like to start off our podcast with a little segment called Tanksley Pride. That is, the segment is called that because that's what we call our children on IG. That is their Instagram account that you can follow, Tanksley Pride. We have 4 boys between the ages of 1 and 11. And they do fill us with a lot of pride, as well as a lot of angst and a lot of anger.
All the above.
A lot of love.
All the above.
I have so many Tanksley Pride stories, but let's just start with our third co-host who is not here with us right now, and he's taking a nap. And I pray he doesn't wake up during this because I need a break from him. Honest to God, let me get the hell away from this baby break.
After last night, I ain't even seen him today, other than I carried him in out of the truck.
Yeah.
And laid him down.
So,
and I'm not mad that I ain't seen him yet. He be wearing us out, y'all.
So, couple of things. First things first, I gotta ask you this question. Have you been taking dick pics?
I mean, it depends. I took no dick pics.
Let me tell you why I asked. I took the baby's diaper off of him. And I had to go get another diaper. He was standing on the coffee table in the den. He proceeds to grab my phone, lift up his little outfit, and he's trying to see his penis on my phone.
Because he's trying to see what everybody else sees.
I was like, why? And he's cracking up.
I was laughing when I did it. No,
he was cracking up. I was like, what?
You been taking crotch pics?
No.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
He thought it was so funny to put the camera in between his legs. I was like, what are you?
Yeah, look at that tank. Look at this, mama.
And the thing is, he has sat on my phone before, just bare butt naked, and thought it was hilarious. But I was like, is he really? So that's number one. This happens late last night. I said, what is my baby got an OnlyFans account? What is going on,
I'm sure he does.
Well, then the other thing.
I got one. How you think I'm buying all that ammo?
What'd you say?
I said I got one. How you think I'm buying all the ammo?
Oh, OnlyFans. No telling. You just cleaning your gun naked.
Mm-hmm. Legs wide open. I got the table, but I ain't got no tablecloth on the table. Sitting there. And there's a hole in the seat, so everything's dangling.
Oh my gosh. You're so stupid. So the thing that, the reason why I'm exhausted is that you all know I have been on this very unsuccessful journey of weaning that boy. Last night was terrible. He didn't wean. He just nursed all freaking, like every couple of minutes he'd come and pull my boob out and nurse. Because he knows he doesn't need my assistance whatsoever. I'm tired. I'm done. However, for some reason, I am opposed, like internally opposed to putting something on my breast to make him have an aversion to my boobs.
So like a nasty, something nasty.
Yeah, like a lot of people's like, put vinegar on.
That seems a little unnatural though.
They're like, put vinegar on your nipple, do this, and I'm like,
Child gonna grow up not liking something about you and don't know why.
Yes. So I'm like, I don't want that. I never had to do it with any of my other kids. For some reason, my other kids, it was just easier to distract them. Like when it came, like when they would want to nurse, it was easier for me to be like, let's do this instead. So Mondays are my busy day. That's what today is that we're filming it. And so I had meetings, a lot of phone meetings. I was trying to edit. My computer was acting up. I can't edit while I have phone meetings because I have to listen to what I'm editing. So it was a lot today. And also trying to be like, hey, you can't get no boob today.
Yeah.
He was so tired. I was like, I'll take a pause for the cause. I'm going to stop working and I'm going to put him in his stroller, push him up and down the street. I got the twins set up for their lunch. When I tell you, I think the sun gave him more energy. He still didn't go to sleep. But but if I sit here at the desk, he will come up, pull up my shirt and nurse. So I'm having to carry him to try to like stand up and carry him. That keeps him away from my boobs. It wasn't until we had to leave the house for a little bit. I got him in the car. Did he fall asleep? And that still took me holding his hand because he was screaming in the back of the car. And so as soon as I reached, you know how your mama's got to do, you got to disconnect your shoulder. I had to reach back there. Yeah, dislocate. I had to reach back here and hold his hand for him to fall asleep. And now we're, where we're at now with him being asleep.
I could tell he hadn't had no nap because I took him out of the truck. I dragged that boy out. It's already difficult getting the child out of the car seat. Yes. Especially when it's in the middle of a big truck. And when I tell you I grabbed him and he was just limp.
Just done. So today has been a really, dear God, a really rough, stressful day for me because he just was not having it. He was not trying to, he just wasn't trying to cooperate. And I really just wanted to be like, forget it. But I really want to be done with breastfeeding. I really think it's time. I really feel like he's gotten all he can get.
I think you need to wear a sports bra or something.
He's strong.
Like get something with a, what's it called, pull string on it so you can just clamp the back.
I'm so strong. And it's not that like he sits there and just screams at me. And I'll be like, okay, come on. I mean, he was hot at me. He just screamed in my face and cried and cried and cried. So now I'm just hoping tonight is the test. And because this man has got to go to bed and get up early and all that stuff. Why are you writing on my stuff?
Just talk.
Don't write on my stuff. Oh my God, my husband's like a big child. I could tell a Tanksley Pride story about him too. I said it better than you did earlier. You tell your Tanksley Pride story.
It's not you.
What? Tell your story.
Tanksley Pride story is he's mainly Kai.
What about
his
Kai?
Personality is just really coming out.
Yeah.
He's getting more and more grown. He'll say stuff to me sometimes. I can't remember what he said to me this past weekend, but he was just like, Daddy, you know that's not where that goes. I don't know what it was. I was doing something. I want to be like, worry about what the hell I'm doing over here.
No, he don't worry about it. He gonna tell you about it and everything.
But his just seeing his personality, because everybody always perceived him as like the quiet one, because in front of the camera he never said a lot. Now everybody's starting to see his personality, and it's getting more and more like I don't know, out there. Like Cy and Marcus are a lot alike, but Kai, he's his own. I could see Kai and Amar being a lot alike. Like Amar is right now, other than being a jerk sometimes, Amar right now is where I see Kai going. Like it's very like personality, like a louder personality versus being very laid back the way he comes off sometimes.
You feel like Kai will be a loud personality when he grows up?
Not loud. Easily seen, like
extroverted type of personality.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
I wonder. I don't know. He doesn't.
Just lately, that's how he's been coming off.
I think maybe it has to do with the fact that he's gotten more comfortable because, it's just us. He's
that's true too. Yeah, he ain't got to be around nobody he don't know.
Because he still does, like, I feel like, the only relationship that they have had to evolve in since we've been in this whole pandemic is Kev's family, Kev and Melissa's family. Yeah. So getting used to Kevin, getting used to Melissa, getting used to JoJo and Isaiah. But like...
It didn't take him long.
I think when he realized this is all we got. But he will ask about Mr. Kevin. And he asks about the big boy.
The big boy, which is Zay.
Yes. So, like, he's still kind of quiet when he talks to them. But, like, I don't know. I have to see. I have no idea where it's all going to end up. But
I don't see... He definitely won't be a personality that you can easily ignore.
Okay.
Like me, like, other than my size, like, people won't know I'm in a room.
You feel so?
Oh, yeah.
Maybe. Well, you know what? I was about to jump into the topic of the day, but let's go ahead and knock out the first ad, and then we'll get into the rest of our Q&A. All right, everybody. So, with 4 kids, with us being adults, there is something that we need to have in our house at all time, other than toilet paper. It's cereal. Okay, cereal is the answer to just about any problem. Your kids is hungry, you don't feel like cooking, eat some cereal. Yeah. You hungry, you don't feel like cooking, eat some cereal. Yeah. You want something sweet and you just can't figure out what that sweet thing is that you want, eat some cereal.
You watch TV and ain't nothing good on to watch. Marcus, I'll go eat some cereal.
You will eat some cereal. And that is why we love our sponsors, Magic Spoon. Magic Spoon is the cereal that is so guilt-free that you can eat at any time of the day, whether it be breakfast, whether it be lunch, brunch, dinner, or that late night snack when you wake up because your baby won't leave you alone in the middle of the night. Magic Spoon is 0 sugar, 11 grams of protein, and only 3 net grams of carbs in each serving. Now, so many of you have asked, and now you can finally build your very own custom variety box. You can choose from the best-selling cocoa, fruity, frosted, blueberry, okay, plus brand new flavors, including peanut butter and cinnamon. I really want to try that peanut butter because I feel like I'm on a little bit of a peanut butter kick right now, and I feel like it's just going to make me feel like I'm eating extremely healthy. There's something about that peanut butter.
Okay.
I'm surprised that you haven't jumped all on cinnamon, since cinnamon is like one of your favorite cereal flavors.
I ain't gonna say the other cereal because they ain't paying us. However, I love me some cinnamon cereal.
Yes, he loves cinnamon flavored cereal, but currently my favorite is frosted, and Marcus is all about that blueberry.
Blueberry.
It tastes amazing, and honestly, it is too good to be true. It's keto friendly, gluten free, grain free, soy free, low carb, and GMO free.
Say it one more time.
It's keto friendly, gluten free, grain free, soy free, low carb, and GMO free. Go to MagicSpoon.com/argue to build your own custom variety box and try it today. And be sure to use our promo code ARGUE at checkout to get free shipping. And Magic Spoon is so confident in their product, it's backed with 100% happiness guarantee. So if you don't like it for any reason, they'll refund your money. No questions asked. Hey, no questions asked. Hey. That's MagicSpoon.com/argue.
Argue.
And use the code ARGUE for a free shipping. We thank Magic Spoon for sponsoring the podcast. You tried to mess up my beat, but I am quick on my feet.
Ignorant.
Oh, yes. So, today we are doing part 2 of our Q&A that we started with you all a couple of weeks ago because our Patreon had great questions. There was something I was going to tell y'all too before I jumped into this.
A lot of people don't know this. Y'all, my beard is mid-chest length.
When you pull it straight?
Mm-hmm. Like, literally, I can just go like this and it'll come down.
Marcus,
that's black dude magic. Can we have magic?
Marcus be like a black girl when it comes to his beard. He's all about the hang time. He's like, look, you know how black girls do when they grow their hair. They like, girl, it's down here to my bra. That be him.
I be like, look, watch it, girl. Look at our leg. Look at our leg glistening. Look at our leg glistening.
Yeah, Shantae said that I just gave them Mama Dorothy bars. Jesus.
Oh, yeah, you did. He told Jesus, come. No,
he told
Peter came. Come.
Peter to come.
Peter came.
Y'all don't know nothing about that. All right, this
that gets me. First time I heard that story, I couldn't breathe.
Brittany Crumbling. Did I say it right? Crumbling. No, Crumbling. I said it right the first time. Sorry, Brittany. I was jacking up that last name. She asks, what is one thing you miss about Kentucky?
The seasons.
You miss
I miss the weather. Other than my family, that's a given.
I mean.
I was thinking out, like anything. Of course, my family. That's what most of my family is. Definitely miss them. But the seasons, that's one thing. I do not get out here at all. I get my family out here when it ain't goddamn pandemic. Mm-hmm. But the seasons I don't get. The change of the seasons in spring and fall, nothing is more beautiful, I feel like, than the Midwest East, because everything changes. You got trees changing color. You got birds acting a fool, swimming in this formation that's terrifying if you've never seen it before. I couldn't imagine our kids seeing that for the first time.
Birds.
In the fall, you know how they all flock and they all going in the same direction?
What, as big as they get. They've seen it.
Like I'm talking about it looks like a black sky taking over the world, and them things are all flying together and they all change direction at the same time. Stuff like that. Like, even I remember when I was dating you and I sent you that picture of the tree in my front yard. And people that Angel went to school with thought that the tree was on fire. They was like, he edited that. There's no way that tree is that bright and yellow around all of that green. I was like, no, that's just fall in Kentucky.
You can keep every single piece of Kentucky's weather. You can kiss my entire black tail.
However, yes, when I'm there, that 6 months of winter, it gets old. That's what it feels like. It's like it starts raining and all of that, and it don't even get real snow now until like March. But right now they're about to go through a winter storm.
Yeah.
But I miss even the hazardous weather. I grew up, we always had something that could get through the weather, something with 4-wheel, all-wheel drive, or even if it was rear wheel, we got through it. I even like that. I'm like, give me the hazardous weather. Let me commute. Let me get out there. That was when stuff was getting shut down that one ice storm. Like, Mom and Daddy, one of y'all give me a truck. I got things to do. I got places to go, people to see. I got fun to have. Ain't nobody on the streets.
Yes, because it's dangerous.
No, it ain't.
Yes, it is.
And chicks was lonely. I'm like, give me the keys. No, but that's one thing I do miss is just all the weather. It's like out here, yeah, it's beautiful. It's like it stays between 50 and 70 most almost all year round.
Today it was like 75, 76. It was great. Walk the baby. I was like, shh.
But I'm gonna tell you, like, the clear blue sky gets so boring sometimes. Like, it's crazy when it's cloudy out here. People's minds are like, oh my God, it's clouds. I'm like, it's supposed to be clouds in the sky, is it not?
Marcus,
but you don't get them out here.
Loves friction, like.
But I love the beautiful weather too. Like when it's The one thing I don't miss about Kentucky is in the spring and the fall when it goes from like 75 degrees and later on that night it might drop to 20. Like that huge swing of temperature that you get in the change of season, it can be a little hazardous.
I don't want it. What I miss is the
clothes you get to wear when it's cold.
Okay, are you done?
Nah, you asked me. All right, I'm done. Go ahead.
What I miss is the simple living. I miss, okay, so here in California, you truly know the sky is the limit. Like, especially if you're a transplant. Maybe if you're from here, it might be a little difficult for you to see that. But when you are moving here, it really does feel like the sky is the limit. You could do whatever you want. You can make yourself into somebody else if you want to. All of these things can happen. And while that is a blessing, there is something beautiful about knowing the people that you are living around for years and years and years, for the stability of just like, yeah, I'm going to go to work. I'm going to go pick my kids up from
very
school.
Very stable.
Don't
nobody lose their job in Kentucky.
I'm going to take my kids
retire.
to piano lesson, to math tutoring, come home. We're going to eat. We're going to watch some 8 o'clock shows. We're going to go to bed.
Law and Order is coming on.
Then we're going to go to church. And on Sunday, you know, there's something like...
The simple routine that's enjoyable, the stress-free.
And while I never thought I would ever even want anything like that, and I would not trade my current life for that, there is something beautiful about that. There's something beautiful to like just chill. Janine said they also don't pay a lot on those jobs in Kentucky because it don't cost a lot to live
it don't
here.
cost a lot.
It don't cost a lot. The amount of house that we could get if we sold this house and moved to Kentucky, first of all, we wouldn't have to take out a loan.
It'd be a farm.
We wouldn't have to take out a loan. We would buy it cash because we would have the cash to buy it. We would be stunting on everybody.
Let me tell you what happens. We go back home and all of our friends are living in these extremely lavish neighborhoods. Mm-hmm. You walk in their house, there's a front foyer with a massive chandelier. And you keep walking and it's like, oh, this living room's nice. No, you still in the foyer. Back here is the living room. It's like, we went home one time, my friend, we was looking at their house. I swear to you, it seemed like I was walking through their master bedroom for 2 minutes. Trying to get from one end to the other. So, and not to say they ain't making good money, but it's like, yeah, your money go a long way and it feels good.
Yeah, it feels great. It does. It definitely
feels great. One of my
other
other friends, they was looking at this house. It looked like the driveway was 2.5 miles. I was like, whose land is this? I went, that's one property. Okay, that's one property.
Okay.
Out here, people are excited to get 10,000 square foot lots for under $1 million.
Why are you yelling, baby?
Because
it's okay. It's okay.
It's rough, but this is where we at. They dealing with ice storms and we not.
We not. We is sitting here. My mother was like, I haven't been outside. I don't even know how cold it is. I said, well, I can tell you how warm it is here. So I do miss the simple living. That would probably be my answer. And of course, my family, as Marcus said. Bunny has got some great questions. I want to answer one more of hers. Have either of you lost friendships over the pandemic election season, and how have you handled it? Or how do we handle fallouts, even if it hasn't been over that?
I lost a friend back the first time Trump was running for office. Mm-hmm. I don't know what happened to this dude. He went way, I was going to say left. He went way right. Mm-hmm. And me and my other boy, we all grew up together, and we were so thrown off like, hey man, are you joking with us, right? And we had this conversation, debate, probably over the course of about a week and a half, maybe 2 weeks. We probably talked like 3 times. And it would always start off on text. Then it'd be a phone call, then text. But I don't know. It's, I don't know. Ohio's out there brainwashing people or something. Mm-hmm. But this is somebody that's like, you would have never. It'd be like me flipping the switch.
Yeah.
Probably somebody even more militant than I am when it comes to this.
Yeah.
Flipping the switch. It was like way, way out of like, where is this coming from? And it took us forever. It went from us thinking that he was playing a joke on us to thinking somebody literally took his phone from him and he didn't have. That's why we ended up calling. It was like, this ain't who we think it is. Somebody got this dude's phone. Mm-hmm. It's like there's no way possible.
Yeah. I haven't. Most of my friends were like-minded. We have little like spikes of differences, but not much. I'm probably the most conservative out of my friends out here. So anybody more conservative than me is just doing the most. And as far as in my friends back home, I feel like my friends back home are like the same lane as me, like on they're liberal, but on the conservative side of liberal.
Liberal in where we from is extremely conservative. Yeah,
it's not, right wing, but it's not super, super duper left either. So I've never had that. And then pandemic, they're friends that I haven't like really connected with, but we haven't lost our friendship. I was actually telling Marcus this, and I'm going to make it hopefully into a funny video to put on Instagram tomorrow. I noticed that I, in particular, my schedule has been staying booked. I've been working a lot. I've been trying to make space and room for my kids, make space and room for my husband. But what I have not made any space and room for is socially to spend time with any of my friends. Now, obviously, it's the pandemic, so how am I going to really spend time with them? And this is not including the people that I work with. Yes, we have spent time with the people that we have worked with that are now also our friends, but like people who we got several years in the game with, I haven't been able to really, like, we got to kick it with Denora back at the top when the numbers weren't as bad, and we,
everybody tested.
We all got tested, and we knew that our practices were keeping us in line, but then even, Marcus ended up with COVID. So I want to...
another conversation about that today.
I want to come up with an event for all of us to see each other in person, but also not be near each other at the same time. I don't want to do Zoom because I'm tired of Zoom. Don't want to do not another Zoom. I want to be able to feel the energy of the person in the room. Whether or not I can feel their breath, that's what I don't want. But I want to be able to feel their energy. So I'm going to try to put something together. Because none of those friendships are lost. It's just they're kind of like...
Yeah, that one thing, that friendship, it was like usually in within my friends, it's not even like a discussion, but this was just like something that like I even have friends, people that I made friends with at work. We like politically we didn't see eye to eye, but it wasn't even a debate. It's just like that's what you. All right, whatever. That's a stupid. This is how it actually is, but I'm gonna let you believe. And we go on about the conversation, wouldn't matter. But this was like a whole, especially with us both being black. Looking similar almost, and even back then I was just like, this is much bigger than race. I hope you know that. Well, no, and I still can't believe it. It blows my mind every time I think about it.
I was like, well, there you go.
That's like Malcolm X throwing on a white hood. Like that is not possible.
Like that can't be possible. Okay, next question. Yeah. Amber Barksdale asks, pre-COVID, what types of things did you all like to do as a family and then separately as a couple? What do you miss doing together as a family that you can't do now? Oh my goodness. What I personally like to do, Marcus really wasn't able to do it much. I personally loved going to my kids' school, seeing them perform, being a part of whatever assembly that they had. Just being really integral in their education. Right now, I am so hands off on their education.
Angel would love. She talking about some assemblies and all of that, and being involved in their school, and organizing stuff. I'm like, don't call me till graduation.
I love. I
like seeing them perform, but I don't want to be organizing the goddamn performance.
I want to do it all, and I want to be a part of it. And
talk to them parents.
Yes, get these parents in line. Get them to understand how things are supposed to move. Go. Right now, I'm so hands off. They probably think these kids out here living by themselves in this house. Just because it's just hard. Having them, obviously, this is what everybody's been talking about. Having the break from your children when they are at school and under the care and supervision of their teacher is a nice reset. And because what I'm doing is even different than what a stay-at-home mom does, because I am doing another job that requires my attention. while also being a stay-at-home mom. And it's not what's the word? This is not how it's supposed to be. It's not supposed to be like it. And I really am thinking about trying to figure out if I can schedule one day a week in the week, not on the weekend, where I can like pretty much not do any ThatChickAngel work, like because I've already like pre-scheduled things or something, or and then just focus on them and focus on their schooling so that I can be more involved. Like I have not volunteered for anything virtually for the kids, the twin school. I'm not gonna do it. Lil Marcus, he's so self-sufficient. I mean, it's middle school, so they don't really be... But I am actually on the diversity and inclusion committee. Only been to one meeting, but I was there. So, yeah, I miss that. And then I miss, like, taking the boys to the movies. I miss going to the movies with my husband.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I miss, taking them to the movies, going to the movies with just me and Angel. Even, like... I know it would involve like other families, but even like just being in the backyard and cooking, like they get excited when there's certain things that come into this house. They know we about to have company. It's about to be a good time. There's gonna be music played. That's what I love about them, like seeing them grow up. It's like, I remember that. Yeah. I remember when Mom and Daddy started getting ready. If I saw like a drink come out, my daddy used to drink Maker's Mark. If I knew if I saw a bottle of Maker's Mark come out, if I could smell it, or if I smelled Mama's perfume and I heard the music playing, I'm like, we going over my cousin's house to get dropped off, or everybody is meeting up somewhere and it's a whole event, especially in the wintertime. I don't know what it was about the winter. Just being in somebody's house and it's cold outside and whatever. But they know if like I go in the backyard, they see me pull the cover off the grill, or if Angel come in with certain things in the grocery bag, that's like, we having people, and they get so excited.
Yeah. Who's coming over? People coming over? Is our friends coming over? Yeah, that would always be nice because they're really good. I've been training my boys to be good hosts, and so they do get excited about hosting their friends, but they ain't hosting nobody right now.
Hosting not a now, another night.
Oh my goodness. Okay, after COVID.
I just got into riding bikes with them right before all this happened.
Yeah, you did.
I was starting to pull training wheels off.
Literally, as we were pulling back into the driveway, Kai said, "Mom, do you remember when Daddy let us ride our bikes, but like in the street?"
Yeah. We were riding on the sidewalk. We had to cross the street, and that was the most exciting thing, to get to ride their bike across the street. Yeah. Or whatever.
Then he was like, you remember when we used to, when we did that? I was like, yes, I remember, babe. Felicia Johnson asked, after COVID, are you open to do a destination trip with the Angels and Wings and the Tanks Riders?
Absolutely.
What would you want to do?
I don't know. That's a whole nother thing. We was already planning something like that.
We were planning a family reunion.
Yeah, gonna call the family.
No, I was like, I'm just gonna let them.
It was gonna be called the family reunion. Yeah, let me fall and get up myself. I don't need no help. Just let me get my legs under me. Yeah, it was gonna be called the family reunion. We was gonna meet up.
Just focus, baby.
I'm trying to get your hand off my back. But yeah, we were planning that. We didn't know where we was going to try to figure out where we could get the most
people to be able to come.
So we were going to start putting out fillers, and it was like, all right, we can start planning this year and maybe do it next year and just see how it goes. But we'd definitely be down for it.
You know, one thing that I wanted to do that we's not probably going to be able to do for years, just because of COVID. Like, I don't know what it would look like, but is a family cruise. Like, so it would be an opportunity for us to be able to all do stuff on our own, but have like specific, we having, Marcus hates it, we're having karaoke night at the such and such bar on level 3.
On the upper deck smoking cigars.
Come join us. Or yes, if you want to have tasting with Tank, he's smoking cigars and having bourbon that he illegally brought on the ship.
Purely smuggled.
So I would love to do that, because that way it's like, especially it's all inclusive. We don't have to worry about like either you come or you can't. But if you come, then you able to do everything that we're doing.
And you can get away when you want to. You ain't gonna be sitting there looking at my teeth the whole time.
Right. That is what I would like to be able to do if it's like a destination trip. Yeah. And I think it would be fire. Friends April Watkins and Royale Watkins, they did it with their like crew of people that like follow them. They were starting like an experience with them. So one of the things they did one time was like a lunch. And I forgot where they went to. I don't know if it was Philly or New York. And they had like a lunch with a bunch of folk. There was like a ticket price, and the ticket price included the food, the drink, and then they just had really in-depth conversations about relationships. And like they had like little questions on everybody. They made it like a really nice dinner party. Yeah. But then they also
did looked dope. Like the stuff that I saw, I was like, that was a dope idea.
Right. And then they also did a After I Do event, which was the cruise. They did a cruise. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the cruise. Yeah.
Yeah. They were like, one person missed the ship.
It's always gonna be that one.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just gonna.
Shay gonna miss that goddamn ship.
If Sam misses, if Sam, our Patreon moderator, Discord moderator, misses the ship, if we have a cruise, she will never be able to live it down. I just want you to know, Shay. Same with you, Shantae, all of them. The moderators, if y'all miss it, I'm firing you all. I'm firing y'all. Okay. Next question. Carmen asks, do you all feel like doing this podcast has brought you closer in your marriage?
I feel like it's brought us closer in a business sense.
I second that, and that's exactly what I was going to say.
Yeah, but I said it first.
Because I let you say it first because that's what I realized. Sometimes I got to let my baby get his thoughts out. You get it.
No, I ain't getting it back up. I feel like it brought us closer in the business sense, which also brought us closer. Just starting this whole journey and doing this podcast, and then starting off last year of dedicating, like this is what we are going to do. We are going to put this on a schedule, because before, years prior, for y'all that's been here since the beginning, y'all know we would miss weeks, months at a time.
Oh God, yeah, months.
And now, regardless of like how exhausted, how tired we've made a dedication, and we both move forward with that same mindset. Like sometimes I'm too tired, I don't feel like, and Angel's like, "Come on," she'll talk me into it. Vice versa, she's like, let's push it off to tomorrow, or let's wait. I'm like, no, let's go ahead and get it in now. Yeah. So it's definitely the first thing, other than like children and getting a house, that we've like put both of our heads together, and it's like, all right, this is what we have to push each other to do to make sure we hold true to our word to you all.
I concur and agree. Okay.
Damn right you do.
What I also think it's done is that we have discovered more things about each other because we're working together. I don't know Marcus when he's at work. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what type of employee he is. I know when he works with me, he could have gotten fired multiple times.
Luckily, I lay the pipe, but other than that,
listen, okay. But it is. This is really good to. It's like good to know, because as we work together, I'm having to find out what he needs from me, and he's having to find out what I need from him. And it's completely different than what we need from each other in an intimate, romantic situation. Yeah. And I'm even like, I'm realizing like Marcus is learning how to edit. I'm realizing I need to send Marcus a list of how to do things so that he doesn't have to keep coming back to me to ask me the same thing over. Because I'll be thinking,
especially if I don't get in routine, I'm just like, I'm going to come back and I'm not going to remember. It's too much stuff to remember right now, y'all. Right now, I got way too much stuff to remember. I'm getting texts and emails right now, work stuff.
So yeah, it's definitely, I am trying to learn the best way to work with him. And I'm hoping that he's doing the same. Is trying to find the way to work. Because at the end of the day, Sometimes I think that's the case. Sometimes I think he don't care. He's just like, no, but because I have to realize this has been a one-woman show for since it started, right? And so he's trying to become a bigger part while also building his own brand and trying to find the balance of, dude, don't do it that way. I already know it don't work. And try, see, and letting him learn on his own. So just trying to find the balance of that, because, you know, I know certain lessons you'll just learn easier if you just do it yourself.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then certain lessons is just not worth you learning in that way. It's just like, no, we got to move past this thing. So that's what I would say doing this podcast has taught us, how we have to work together in business. Okay. Carmen is asking all the good questions. Carmen asked 4 solid questions. Shout out to Carmen, another one of our moderators. Marcus, this is to you.
What, Carmen?
Do you feel like the success of this podcast as well as Man Shit has inspired and motivates you more to keep moving forward in entrepreneurship? Like, put a fire under your booty?
Absolutely. Yeah. Like, you almost answered the question at the same time. No, it has. That's what I would have said. It definitely, like, put a fire under me. And I see, it's easier for me to see the benefit, because looking on the outside end of Angel, you know, doing the whole social media thing, you know, for a long time, it was just a hobby for her. And then now seeing the benefits of the business side of it, and then me now seeing the benefits where I've even benefited from it, even without trying really hard in the public eye. And now that I'm getting more and more in the public eye, trying hard, and actually I'm holding back on that part, because it's like, I'm having trouble keeping up now, so let me wait until I get all my ducks in a row. But it's definitely influenced me and put some fire under me. I definitely see a huge benefit to stepping further into it.
Let's be clear. This ain't been a hobby for me since 2012.
No.
I wasn't making money at it.
I said starting off.
Yeah, no. I know. I know you didn't say it's been a hobby for a long time. I'm just saying, let me clarify. It looked like a hobby because I was making no money.
It was.
No, but I knew that there was money at the end of it if I kept pushing. So it just took me. It wasn't until 2012 that I found that out. In 2009, when I started, I was like, I think this is something, but I don't know. Had I known, though, we'd be somewhere else. What's so crazy, you guys, is to know that our success in this influencer entrepreneurship world right now is completely on our commitment and execution. Mm-hmm. That hurts my heart because I'm like, oh, I have a goal. I could have reached it by now. Mm-hmm. But my execution is keeping me from being there. And I'm still trying to find, like, and I'm not getting down on myself, because I do accomplish a lot. But because I haven't figured it out, I haven't figured out my productivity the way I want to. Like I said, today was a piece of... If y'all could have seen how long it took me to edit that reel in Instagram, because Instagram reels don't edit well. It doesn't edit well when you're coming back from a draft. It edits well while you're doing it, but if you save it as a draft and then try to edit, Instagram reels be on some old BS. And I was like, see, this is something that should have literally taken me maybe 3 minutes. Mm-hmm. Took me an hour and a half. Like, that type of stuff makes me want to spray hand sanitizer in my eyes. That type of stuff. Including Amar also losing. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that boy.
Oh, my goodness. So, yeah. Mm-hmm. Before we answer a couple more questions, we're going to give a shout out to our next sponsor. All right, you guys. I really, really like this company, and I really like it because I have so many people who DM me about my skin on a regular basis. Y'all know I do fresh face a lot. You're looking at a fresh face right now because I took a shower right before the podcast, even though I don't think I got all my mascara off. But, like, The Lord has blessed me with, for the most part, clear skin. But I know that's not the case for everybody. And when that's not the case for you, having a licensed dermatologist at your fingertips is a blessing, okay? And that is why Apostrophe is somebody I want to introduce you all to. Apostrophe is a prescriptive skincare company for people that are ready to take their acne seriously. Prescription acne treatment really works, but it's hard to get. You have to take your time off to see a doctor and sit in a line at a pharmacy for your medication. Until now. Apostrophe makes it easy to see a board-certified dermatologist. You'll get treated immediately and your medication is delivered to your home. Like, come on, somebody. Like, they are making it so easy for you to handle the thing that has been getting on your nerves. Simply fill out Apostrophe's online questionnaire about your skin concerns and medical history. Then just snap a few selfies and your dermatologist will get back to you with a customized treatment plan tailored just for you. The best part is that Apostrophe offers topical and oral medications so that you can treat your acne from the inside out and the outside in. That is really important because some skin issues, you really do need something to take orally because like it's something happening inside of your body that you need to like kind of regulate. And the same thing with like topical treatments sometimes like when you're dealing with like dark marks or scarring, you do need something that's going to address your what is it called, what is these layers called of skin?
Dermis.
Yeah, address your dermis. Y'all know what I mean. I was on a roll though. Apostrophe treats acne and they also help you hit your other skincare goals. Like I said, for me, whenever I get a pimple, I get dark marks. And I hate them, especially when I get a pimple on my nose. Then it looks like I look like Rudolph, but the light turned out in his nose. I hate it. That's called post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation. And Apostrophe has a prescriptive medication that is most effective and the fastest way for you to get rid of those dark skin marks. Dark spots, excuse me. So, listen. This is what I want you to do. I want you to give them a try because when I signed up, it was the easiest thing ever. It was so quick. I want you to get $15 off your first visit with a board-certified dermatologist at apostrophe.com/isthis.
Is this.
And use our code, isthis.
Is this.
The code is only available for our listeners. To get started, just go to apostrophe.com/isthis.
Is this.
Click the begin visit, then use the code, isthis.
Is this.
And sign up and you'll get $15 off your dermatology visit. That is, let me spell it for you, apostrophe.com/isthis.
Is this.
And use the code isthis.
Is this.
To get your dermatology visit for $15 off. And we thank Apostrophe for sponsoring the podcast.
Thank you, Apostrophe.
Thank you, Apostrophe. Boo-doo-boo-boo. Okay. Ooh, let me see here. We got a lot of them. Okay, Juanita. She put it out here. Juanita Bradford.
What's up, Juanita?
Are you planning on getting the vaccine?
I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
It was a really strong, absolutely not no.
Mm-hmm.
I'm no longer there.
You're not at an absolutely not.
No, I'm definitely not at an absolutely not.
Tell me how you got there.
So after speaking with people that I love and trust that are in the medical industry, and then seeing, doing my own research and also seeing how they're rolling these vaccines out, of how they're not giving these vaccines to people that they don't care about. Mm-hmm. Meaning Big Pharma and everybody else. Because the people in the medical industry are the ones that they have to pretty much roll these out to first, outside of the elderly. And one thing we know about Big Pharma is they care about their almighty dollar, and they will not come up with something that would be possibly, or at least not on purpose, be possibly harmful to the people that carry their industry, and make them the big money, which are the doctors and everybody else. I know of quite a few people that have had the first round. Some people had the second round. Of course, 5-10 years from now, we have no idea what will happen. But I look at the vaccines that from, past centuries, the mumps, measles, and all of that stuff. They had vaccines that they came up with, and a lot of those had to be rushed out, and they don't have nearly as much of the technology as they have now. For this, there's a whole lot of theories around the coronavirus and this, that, and the other. However, it's not like this disease seems like a manufactured thing. Like, there's a conspiracy like with the whole AIDS things. Like, there's a reason that it's concentrated in certain parts of the world and killing certain people and this and that. Like, is it chemical warfare? Possibly. This seems like it's fully natural. Hey, it seems like it's a fully natural thing, and they're trying to figure out a way, because it's not helping anybody. Mm-hmm. That's the thing. It's like with cancer, there's a big benefit to having cancer around. There's trillions of dollars in people having cancer and treating people with cancer and not curing them. This thing has absolutely no benefit to anybody. It doesn't make you sick enough to where they can treat you for a long time, because it don't stay in you long enough. And if it kills you, there's no money in that. So they want this thing to stop just as much as anybody else. So with that said, I think it's a truly intentional purpose of we have to figure out how to stop this thing. So with that said, I'm not absolutely opposed to it anymore. Mm-hmm. We got vaccines. You have kids in the hospital and they got nurses and stuff sticking stuff in them, and you don't know what it is. They tell you what it is, but half the time nurses might not even know what it is. And I feel like this kind of goes in that. This is the day and age that we in, and it kind of goes in line with anything else that goes into our body from the medical industry. I don't feel like this, not anymore. I don't feel like this is something that is like a truly experimental thing.
Yeah.
They've had so many trials. I know they've had trials, particularly on black people alone. There's this, I ain't gonna go into the whole thing, but there's this, I keep wanting to say called a coalition, but there's this group of black medical, I don't know if it's nationwide or worldwide. Mm-hmm. They do studies and they do research. And I know a few black doctors that actually focus on what they research, and they research their stuff. And they've said they did like earlier on, they did like 4,000 studies on particularly black people and how pleased they were with the study. So that makes me feel a little better about it. It makes me feel a lot better about it, actually. Mm-hmm. Say your piece.
If Beyonce gets it, I'll get it.
Oh my God. I'm just get out of me. Somebody said Bae got it.
No, she's talking about her boyfriend, not Beyonce Bae.
Oh.
So no, really, how I feel about it is.
Bae is B-E-Y, right? And the Bae, your boyfriend, is B-E-A?
No, Bae is B-A-E. Beyonce is B-B-E-Y.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about.
You said Bae again.
I know, it's both of them are Bae. B and Bae. Get out of here. Don't nobody care. Go on, girl.
You're the one who asked.
I honestly don't care.
You're the one who asked.
Say what you're going to say.
So what I want to say is that if my children have to take the vaccine to return back to school, there is no way I am not going to take it first. Mm-hmm. That's the way I'll put it. I am leaning towards a hell no. But if the only way my children can return back to school in a safe manner is them having the vaccine, and not that I'm going to rush them back to school quickly, I will take it first, because I do not want to subject my children to something that I don't know what it's about to be like. All right,
look, in the comments, family, don't nobody give a damn about how you pronounce Beyonce's nickname.
You the one who made it a thing. You asked.
All right, I moved on. I need y'all to move on. God dang it.
It late,
I'm about
Marcus.
to turn all of this off.
They're getting they get the feed late.
Disable these goddamn comments. It's B, but now I'm hearing you. Shut up.
So that is kind of how I feel about it. Like, I'm in no rush to put my kids back in school. Like, I know a lot of people, they're like, oh yeah, my kids are doing hybrid. I am in no rush.
Yeah.
For my kids to do any hybrid method. I literally do not want them to go back to school until it is 100% safe.
Which ain't gonna happen for 10 years. 100% safe?
Like, meaning, like with COVID. Like, I don't.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
But the thing is that, like, if the only way for it to be safe is for these kids to go back to school with masks on, then my kids ain't gonna be going to school.
Yeah, that ain't safe.
So that's what I mean by
I wear
that.
a goddamn mask.
That I just don't trust, like them not touching anything. Them having to be in a circle.
They were so awful. I hated when we were out. That's the one thing I would despise about being out, and one of these fools had to go to the bathroom. Because that's when I would turn in. They would be so careless.
Yeah.
And I would try my best to terrify them with the thought of germs and what they do to you. And I'm talking about they in there, I would have to smack their hands because they would be ready to grab any and everything in a pub. When I walked through a public restroom way before COVID, you couldn't tell me that it wasn't filled with things that would instantly kill you. That's how I would treat it. I wouldn't touch nothing in there. And they just walk in and just, don't touch nothing.
Yeah. So, like I said, with that being said, if the day comes that my children have to get vaccinated in order for them, like in California, your child has to be fully immunized.
Immunized? Yeah.
I think it's immunized in order to attend, whether it be public or private school. So all of my kids are fully immunized. I think that's the word. If we're saying it wrong, bear with us. Immunized.
Immunized, yeah.
We were just adding all types of syllables.
I heard it wrong and I couldn't correct it.
Immunized. Thank you, guys. They putting all types of capital letters and exclamation points.
Broke it all the way down.
Immunized.
Y'all relentless, boys.
But they all were on delayed schedules.
They might be immunized.
Immunized.
What did you call it again? I don't even know what you called it now. Immunized?
Immunized. There's no T.
No, I know. What was you calling? I'm just going to pronounce both of them wrong.
Immunized.
Immunized and vice versa. Yeah, regardless. Say it all wrong. Conversate.
Immunized. There we go. Apostrophe.
Apostrophe.
Oh, y'all's other host is
yeah,
coming.
Here you come.
But they were all delayed. And they don't get the flu vaccine either. So
I think I had one flu shot my entire life.
Oh, he missed the show. So just depending on how it goes. Here. Depending on, what they say for the kids to go back to school will determine how I plan whether or not I get vaccinated. Would you take him? Because that is what he's going to keep trying to get to my titty.
Hey, you can go outside. Supreme needs some company.
Well, this is probably a great time to end the podcast because Amar has woken up and he is devastated that I didn't give him the food. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Don't tell him to shut up. It's okay. Well, all right, guys. It was a pleasure doing this Q&A with you all. We'll be back next Wednesday. If you didn't know already, Mommy Confessions is back. It's uploaded every Thursday. And don't forget, if you want to be a part of my new podcast with Kev on Stage Studios, to submit a question, you can use the link on my Instagram, in my link tree on Instagram to submit, because you'll actually be a part of the episode. You'll have a live conversation with me. Your voice, my voice, together, podcasting. Let's go. Anything else you want to share?
No, thank y'all for tuning in, family.
Happy Valentine's Day. We should have did a Valentine's Day episode. Like, we silly. We should have did a Valentine's Day themed episode.
Well, we'll do it next week and post Valentine's Day.
There you go.
Yeah, that's about it. Thank y'all for tuning in. Make sure y'all check out Manshit. That's MANSHYT. Manshit.com. That's where you can check out my Beard and Body Butter scented version coming out soon. Queen Shit will be soon to follow as well. It's not available yet, y'all. I'm working on it. I got some things I'm working on, y'all. Queen Shit is coming very soon, I promise.
And check out our sponsors, Magic Spoon and Apostrophe.
Spoon and Apostrophe. Thank y'all, family. Greatly appreciate y'all tuning in. See y'all next week.
Bye.
chick.